Magic, Larry's gonna kill you.
Larry Bird's gonna kick, click. You were scared to order room service.
Hey, they want blood.
I got you off the court because something was more happening.
I ended up losing to Larry Bird and the Celtics in 6 in the finals. You was part of a legendary fight.
Derek gets smacked in the mouth.
While Ralph Sampson played like a man possessed. By the second quarter, Sampson's wrath was fully unleashed.
The procedure is try and stop him a little bit. Sampson hit him in the head with an elbow.
Bang.
Ralph wasn't playing no game.
Reflex.
And then it turns around as Seasting is forced to take him in a low post, and he's coming at everybody, Ralph Sampson.
Yeah, Ralph.
He was ejected for battling Jerry Seasting, a Boston reserve standing 15 inches short.
The hallways that don't come to Boston, we're going to kill you, we're going to do this, whatever.
You got death threats?
You got a few threats, but we played anyway, so it was all right.
The Celtics fans wanted blood after that, though.
That's fine, and they try to get it.
I never seen the opposing fans get on anyone like I seen them get on Ralph Sampson.
But then we go to Boston, so I got threats.
Oh, okay.
We get in the game, and you know how the Garden was. It just hyped up, and you're ready to play. There was a mannequin human figure, right, with socks and jerseys and 50, and it had an afro wig on it, whatever. And then it had number 50 on it, had Samson back, and they had a noose hanging up over the rail of the Boston Garden. Like they were gonna hang me when I got there. They had a noose around my neck and a kind of stuffed version of me with number 50 on it, and we're gonna hang him, and took it over the bottom of the arena. And they were like, that's just the way Boston is. You gotta understand where you are.
You know, you could hear fans out there, but in '86 at Game 6, it sounded like they was in the locker room. And I can remember looking at Bill Walton. Bill Walton said, hey, they want blood.
They want the blood of the Houston Rockets. But I'm telling you right now that if we don't deliver today, they're gonna want our blood.
We lose, it's our blood.
And I see how they don't care whose they get. If we don't win this game, they want our blood. That's how it is here.
Larry, it's funny, he said he was watching the news the night before and he saw the Rockets arriving and looked at Ralph. And basically he said, I don't think we're going to have to worry about him tomorrow.
And so I brought in my two weight coaches from UVA, and both of them were like 300 pounds, and we had some sheriffs behind us.
And when Sampson walked out, he walked by us. You could just see he was done.
Yeah.
He was petrified.
So all eyes were on Ralph Sampson as he came into the arena today with the rest of the Rockets to a chorus of boos.
And in that game, Larry Bird played his greatest game that he ever played.
And here was Larry. Larry got every rebound. Larry made every steal. He made every pass.
The way he played and how he was just everywhere on the court. Freaking maniac for 3.5 quarters.
Period, 13 on the shot clock. Bird. Lloyd loses it to Bird. Fighting inside. Olajuwon tried to roll it in, and Bird comes down with it. And Wiggins fighting Bird, who beats McHale.
And just the emotions were so high because we had to win that game.
There was all this hate. It's kind of crazy, right? That you have to go in an arena and play, and they allow that to happen in the arena. And Bill Fitch knew what was going on. He didn't tell us, but he gets us off the court 2 minutes before the game was over. So Bill Fitch knows that crowd, which he got us off the court, which was the smartest thing to do. Now that I look back, even after I talked to him, and said, I got you off the court because something was more happening.
And they're going to send their starters in wisely to the dressing room. This was a good move to get them in there.
I think it really is, Dick, to keep him out of trouble.
Yeah. And this poor kid, they might as well just took him home because I think he ended up with 2 points and 2 rebounds. And I think the game before they had like 24 and 22.
Yeah.
I mean, they took him completely out of the game.
In Boston, you understand their passion though for their team, but then you do something against their team, then some people may do that.
So we get to the hotel. Everybody checking us in got a Celtic shirt on and just stared at us, and guys running up. Magic, Larry's gonna kill you. Larry's gonna kill you.
You check in, please. I want to cut my phone off, please. I don't want any phone calls. 5 minutes later. Hi, Mr. Worth. I'm a big fan of yours. Love the way you play. Larry Bird's gonna kick, click. You were scared to order room service.
About 3 o'clock in the morning, the alarm goes off. So he made us all come downstairs, get out the hotel. And we all said, this is nothing but red Auerbach.
We go to Boston, you go up to the service elevator that had rats and roaches and all that kind of stuff to go up, and you go in the locker room, it's hot. They did all the tricks.
No air conditioning, no nothing. They got the heat turned up. You thought you was in this sauna.
It was 115 degrees in our locker room, and we had to have our own fans brought in.
Let's make sure none of the windows open. Let's make sure if we have a heater in there, turn it up to 110.
And you gotta realize the Forum, the fabulous Forum, had air conditioning. It was nice and cool. We had the ratty barn.
The NBA has seen plenty of great players, but when legends talk about the scariest opponent they ever faced, Larry Bird's name comes up again and again. And the stories they tell make it sound less like playing a basketball game and more like walking into a war zone. One of the craziest examples came during the 1986 NBA Finals between the Celtics and the Rockets. Ralph Sampson had become public enemy number 1 in Boston after a heated altercation with the Celtics earlier in the series. By the time Houston arrived for Game 6, the atmosphere was already dangerous. Sampson later recalled seeing a mannequin hanging from the rafters wearing his number with a noose around its neck. The message from Boston fans was clear. They wanted revenge. Even Celtics players knew how intense it was. Bill Walton famously told his teammates, "They want blood. If we lose, they're going to want our blood." That's how emotional the old Boston Garden felt. The crowd wasn't just loud, it was hostile. And then there was Larry Bird. According to people who were there, Bird played one of the greatest games of his career that night. He was everywhere, grabbing rebounds, making steals, hitting shots, and controlling the entire game. Former players said it felt like he was playing with a level of focus and anger they had never seen before. One executive even said Bird looked like a maniac for 3.5 quarters. The intimidation wasn't limited to opponents. Lakers legends have shared stories about how miserable Boston made life for visiting teams. James Worthy remembered checking into the hotel and hearing fans tell him, "Larry's going to kill you." He said players were afraid to even order room service because prank calls kept coming all night. Then came the famous locker room tricks. The Celtics would crank the heat so high that visiting players felt like they were sitting in a sauna. Lakers players said the Boston Garden was brutally hot, smelled terrible, and felt completely different from the cool, comfortable Forum in Los Angeles. Boston wanted opponents exhausted before the game even started. The rivalry between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird took the fear to another level. During the 1984 Finals, the Celtics physically punished the Lakers every chance they got. Kevin McHale's clothesline on Kurt Rambis became one of the most iconic hard fouls in NBA history. Players said that moment changed the entire series because it sent a message. Nothing was going to be easy in Boston. But the biggest reason players feared Bird wasn't the crowd or the arena. It was Bird himself. Former teammates and opponents consistently say Bird had an almost supernatural confidence. In the final minutes of close games, everyone in the building knew who was getting the ball, and nobody could stop it. Bird would call his shot, tell defenders exactly where he was going, and then make the basket anyway. One of the most famous examples came when Bird hit a game-winning jumper over Magic Johnson in the finals. Even with the entire arena expecting him to take the shot, he still created just enough space and knocked it down. That's why so many former players give Bird the edge in the Bird versus Magic debate. Magic was the ultimate showman and leader, but Bird could do everything Magic did while also being a deadly scorer from anywhere on the floor. As one former player put it, they were both brilliant, but Bird could get his own shot whenever he wanted. For NBA legends, the fear wasn't just about losing to Larry Bird. It was knowing that he could beat you, tell you how he was going to beat you, and then walk away like it was the easiest thing in the world.